Now you've joined Immortals, but I want to ask you about Spring Split 2017. How do you feel you did? And I ask you this because I'm doing some research before this interview. A lot of people were very unflattering about your performance as part of CLG. Do you think that your performance was good? Like, do you have any insight on how you feel about that?
I agree to the point where I didn't really do like I didn't really show what I can do, and it wasn't for us as a team. We didn't really feel like it was any individual performance. It was mainly like how we understood the meta and how we approached it. And yeah, I think it was just that everyone had different ideas to how to carry the game, and then not everyone would just wanted to be on the same page. So.
I was looking back at a previous interview with Dardoch where he was talking about you, actually. And he said that he had reviewed a lot of VODs of your play and he had learned a lot. And another thing he said was that he felt you filled a very specific niche role on CLG as their jungler. And like you weren't like other junglers in the league.
Honestly, my thoughts of Xmithie, I think of him really highly. Everyone says that he's like, oh, he's like super bad mechanically, like he's super bad in general, but like people don't understand like Xmithie's jungle role on CLG is so niche compared to other jungle roles on other teams where he has to fit such a certain style to aid his team in every way. And I really respect that because you don't get practice in that in solo queue because he's pretty much a ward bot that also requires a lot of farm and a lot of gang pressure. So he has to do a lot of things at once, and yeah, watching him, like, I learned a lot watching Xmithie replays because it's just, he wards for one side of the map while also farming and while also pressuring another side of the map, and it looks really cool to watch him.
Do you feel like, given the amount of time you've spent with CLG, like, your playstyle became this supportive jungler role that works well in CLG specifically?
At sometimes, yes, since like pretty much that team is like anyone can carry in that team, so usually you can't there's no team that's functioning that is like everyone can carry. It's like if everyone can carry, then like they're just gonna have their own play style and then they're not gonna help each other, which is really detrimental to the team. And there's always at least like two people that has to sacrifice every game to make the game like easy or like make the game like faster so that you can win the game.
So do you feel like you were routinely that person on CLG? Like you were asked to make those sacrifices to help other people carry?
Yeah, I feel like I didn't really mind being like the one helping other people to carry, since like if that's the easiest way to win and then that's the most effective way to win, then why not? Like it goes by game, so.
Do you feel like maybe in the past you've been underestimated? Like you've been on CLG for a while. You have this playstyle that tends to sort of take a backseat to the rest of your team. And now you're on this new Immortals roster, and like, are we going to see a new Xmithie? I guess this is my question. Are we going to see maybe you stepping up to carry games instead of playing the supportive role to help other people carry?
If the meta calls for it, then yeah, I agree that usually, like even before, I had times that where the jungler is the carry, then I had to step up, or else we're just gonna lose. So, it's for this team. It's mainly since everyone's like not really new, but like pretty like new to the North American scene. So they want more of a leader type of deal rather than just like I'm gonna carry this and that, and then you guys just listen. And it didn't really work really well last split for them, since like that's what Dardoch wanted to be, and then like the result shown like half and half, it's like a 50-50 type of deal.
Yeah.
But I think what this team really wants or needs is just like a leader to be having the team rally behind them. Not really to carry, just like to listen and to be like a mentor, I guess.
So you spent some time with Pobelter on a previous CLG roster. What is it like to be reunited with him?
It feels pretty good since I'm always good friends with them. We always like message each other sometimes like when during the off season or if you want to go out something to eat and Eugene's always pretty good to be around with, and then it's not really like it's just like pretty normal for us to like just keep hanging out.
So did that factor into your sort of overall view of the move to Immortals, like knowing that Pobelter would be there and would be somebody with whom you had sort of a previous connection?
I think it helps, but like to be honest, it doesn't really matter for me because like what I look for in the game doesn't really affect like what like if I'm friends or enemies with them outside the game. I always just look on what's the most effective way to win, and yeah, that's it.
So yeah, that's an interesting question, and it leads a little bit into the next thing I want to ask you, which is this is going to be the first time in a long time that when Summer Split rolls around, there's going to be a player named Afromu that's not on your team. So what is it going to be like? What is it going to be like to end up playing against that CLG squad?
I mean, it's just a different atmosphere for everyone. Like even for CLG, like they're gonna have a different jungler, and then for Immortals, like I'm just gonna have to be a different role than I was in CLG, and as of the moment, like it's been working pretty well for us, and like just like looking at like scrim records or anything.
Okay. So what you said that you're going to have to play a slightly different role for Immortals. What sort of adaptations have you seen yourself making already?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just the language differential for like since my top laner and support and mid actually can speak Korean, and sometimes like if it's like really hectic, like one person might speak in Korean really fast so that like the other teammates can like talk as fast and like react as fast. So just that language block sometimes like kind of is a detriment, but like at the same time, they're really good at like mechanically wise. Like pretty much everyone in this team, and I can say like I think this squad is a much better mechanically than when I was like on CLG, and I've been also learning a lot from them.
So I heard that Immortals had sort of made this effort to get to like make scrims earlier in the day, so you guys didn't have to stay up like super late and there'd be time for other stuff. How has that affected you at all, or has it affected you yet?
I don't think. I think it was like a collaboration of all the teams that want to scrim early. It wasn't really just like one team that wanted to do it. It's just like it's also overall better for LCS in general, since like usually people wake up around 10 or 9 to go to LCS. So it's like I understand what the teams are trying to do, and for like coping wise, like I just have to wake up earlier and then like not be up playing other games or like talking to people. So it's just like a minor adjustment, which we're all gladly to adapt.
Just looking back at your time with CLG, like thinking about the very beginning of that time to like having left it now, the team, like what sort of things you like how have you grown during that time as a player and as a person, do you think?
I think this past 2.5 years with CLG probably like as a person and as a player like probably affected me the most, since like there had a lot of things happen. Like we went by 1, 2, 3, 4 coaches in CLG, I think, and every person there, like I learned a lot, since like I always try to find something positive out of like even like one of like the worst, well not necessarily the worst, but like just average coaches or like just decent ones, and I always try to think positively on like what they want us to be, and yeah, I learned a lot. And then usually probably what CLG improved me the most is mainly communication and like how to understand people's feelings and how to cope with others' personalities. So, yeah, it was pretty good.
I like the comment about coaching because you said that like even with, like you're being polite. Obviously, we were saying like even with a coach that you're not totally sure about, you're trying to take something away from that. And it sounds like you're also maybe trying to respect them in some way. And so I want to ask, like, what is the kind of coach that you would like for a team, like hypothetically? Like, I know some coaches seem to be less strategic than others. Some coaches seem to be more like about managing the team dynamic or the macro stuff, or some focus really on the draft. So like for you, what is the ideal situation there?
Well, usually I want for coaches is mainly just not really talking about anything micro-wise, or just mainly how to win the game, I guess. It's just like broadly, and then let the players talk about how to improve like micro-wise or like just like skirmishes. But mainly coaches are just there for like to engage in conversation for the teams. And yeah, just like how to improve communication is, I think, the biggest thing is like how to talk to each other. Like morale is pretty big and atmosphere is pretty big in any game. So
looking back on your entire competitive career, what do you think is the fondest moment that you've had? Like just the best moment that you don't think you'll ever forget?
Best moment I had in esports probably is when we won MSG.
And they're going to take a trip to Worlds. This is going to be it. Counter Logic Gaming fighting every season since there has been one, and now taking down Team Solomid at Madison Square Garden to be your 2015 Summer Split champions.
So I think it's just like the playoffs in general. Like we didn't lose a single game, and everyone's like hard work is like there. And then everyone just showed that like we really wanted to win that playoffs.
Okay, prediction time. You said in the past you've had trouble getting out of groups at Worlds. That's the story. Are we gonna see Xmithie get out of groups at Worlds this year?
That's actually my goal. Like that has been my goal after the first Worlds. Like it hasn't changed for a while. It's like I just want to do really really well at Worlds.
So that's what you're always aiming at, is that someday that's going to happen for you?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, hey, thanks so much for taking some time to speak with us today. I really appreciate it. And best of luck in scrims and in the summer split.
Thank you. Have a good
one.
Thanks for watching. If you want more great content, be sure to hit that subscribe button.